Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon. This is Antoinette Marie and Purpose Living. I am on here a little bit early on this beautiful, beautiful evening. I am so delighted that you have decided to join me on today. Tell you what, is anybody there? Boop, 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 boop. I know that you're there. So why don't you do this? Why don't you go ahead and invite your friends and your family? I have to always remember that when I come online, hey, beautiful, when I come online, for whatever reason, my privacy settings are always on private. Not sure why, but we'll figure that out. So I want to say good evening, good afternoon. I hope that you are doing really, really well. Go ahead and share this video. And this episode, I don't know what episode it is of Purpose Living with Antoinette Marie Speaks. I am excited. On last week, I was not able to join you because of family matters. Family does matter, right? And so when you come on, please let me know. I'm going to just share this really quick. Please let me know what city you are in. I feel your peace. Yeah, Carrie, it's been a while. It's been a while. Um, I was on here on Sunday and something kind of happened to our Wi-Fi, our Lady Queen, I tell you. But anyway, as we move on, hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Michelle times two. Thank you for joining me on today. I tell you what, I am very excited. You know what? I hope you can hear me. Sorry. Let me put this on, okay? Um, all right. That's probably better. Is that better? Give me a thumbs up if that's better. Um, so what I want to do is today is a really beautiful and special day. And the reason why is because you're here. And so I came across a gentleman's. He is an artist. His name is Damien Escobar. He has a song called Phoenix. Thank you, but thank you. It's the same. It's the same. Well, I don't need these things, right? Um, and so he has just this inspirational, it's just lyrics, just music, right? And so for the last couple days, I've been listening to this music, and this one called Phoenix just inspires me in so many ways. But before we get all into that, you know what I gotta do? Yeah, we gotta do this. I'll see you in a couple seconds. Let's go.
Hello, beloved. This is Antoinette Marie. I believe that every one of us is born with a purpose. No matter who you are, what you do, or how far you think you have to go, you have been tapped by a force greater than yourself to step into your God-given calling. And I also believe that each one of us has an essential role in the whole of humanity. You see, the purpose of me creating Antoinette Marie Speaks is to offer the wisdom of experience from visionaries, artists, teachers, and trailblazers who have walked this road before you and who have shared their inspiration and lessons with me. So let's go. Let's take this journey together and let's discover the purpose for your life on this earth. This is Antoinette Marie Williams.
So there we go. Thank you for that. The Carrie, Irene Crosby. did that. It's probably time for an upgrade. And so I want to say, and I want to know, so this is a conversation. This is, I want this to be a conversation, and I appreciate you all being here with me and my ATBA family. God is doing some great and fantastic things, and I don't know, but I want to know from you all. Can you sense, like, atmospherically things are happening? Like, things are literally happening, and sometimes I can kind of imagine, right? It's all about manifestation as well. I can imagine God just looking at his people, his children, his sons and daughters, and he has one of those older Polaroid type of video cameras, and it's just playing, and it's just playing. And there's so much greatness in who God is. There's so much greatness. And I always say, I'm a scriber, so I write down so much stuff. Um, you probably can see just some of the books that I have, and some of those are actually journals. But I want to say today that it is right now in these moments that you get ready and you tap into the great I am, the God that is in you every single day. There's so much that you have in you. And my goal here tonight is to allow for, if you will allow for me to speak words of inspiration and encouraging you so that you never have to think that there's something back there that you left. There's nothing back there. So today I'm talking about purpose and passion, and how do they correlate together, right? Hey, Vaniqua, how does purpose and passion correlate together? And how do you know what purpose really means? It's so easy. I'm going to tell you honestly, it's so easy to really distinctively know what is it that you're supposed to be doing here on this planet called Earth. And I know people have made it very like mysterious. It's a secret, and we're not supposed to say. Listen, what love does, love comes in and gives the wisdom that someone else already has. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give this wisdom because I think and I know that it's really, really important. So, this is one thing. We all have God dwelling within us. If you are walking, if you are living, we all have God that is already dwelling within us, right? You ask me, well, how do you know that? Because you're living. And the great book says that God created everything that's living, right? So if anybody ever told you, oh, you were not supposed to be here, baby, yes, you were. Now, one of the things I think I said before, the situation, maybe perhaps how you got here, that might have been ratchet. That situation might have been ratchet. And it may have been out of love and care and all that yummy, yummy candy stuff. But you're supposed to be here. Isn't that fantastic to know that? I'll give you an example. When I grew up in Alabama, and I was what they considered as the secret child, right? I was that what they called the black sheep, and I love all this beautiful melanin on my face, right? But I was that secret child that people knew about, but were not supposed to talk about. And so throughout my entire childhood, it was always this thing of, shh, we know who she belonged to, but we ain't supposed to know who she belonged to, right? And the other day, I think it was Tuesday, that thing kind of blew across me, just out literally. We have spiritual, and principalities here, right? So that thing kind of blew past me. And I had to say to the inner me, Girl, if you don't put that under subjection because it tried to elevate itself. If somebody know, I hear people always saying, do a hash. See, my hashtag is 11 because that's my life number is 11, right? And that thing blew past me this week. And I was like, wait, hold on now. It's almost like if you went outside and somebody was making salmon, or somebody was making a German chocolate cake, which is one of my favorites, and you could smell it. That thing blew past me, and I was like, hold on, Antoinette Marie, get yourself together. Because sometimes, yeah, I said ratchet, because sometimes what happens is you don't even have to be thinking about a thing. This is how you know spirit is real. You don't even have to be thinking about a thing, and something will come past you like a breeze and will try to bring something back to you. And this is what I said to it. And I didn't even say it right away. But eventually I said, you don't belong here. That thought of me being a secret, that thought. So today we are talking about purpose and passion. And so as that thought came across my mind on Tuesday, God began to say to me, listen, it's almost like he shook me. Sometimes have you ever been like literally been shook? And it's kind of like he shook me and said, hold on now. We've done the heart work. We've done that. Continue to move forward. Continue to move forward. What are you passionate about? So that's the question today. So I want to know, Vaniqua, Michelle J. I want to know, Carrie, what are you passionate about? Right? What are you significantly passionate about that when you wake up, when you go to sleep, you think about it, you dream about it, you talk about it, you meditate on it? What are those things? What are those things? When you wake up in the morning, you're excited about it. I want you to think about those things, right? And then the other thing, I want you to know that purpose and passion are intertwined together. They're intertwined together. I don't want you to lose touch of who you are. That's one. But I don't want you to lose touch on who you belong to. Never lose touch on who you belong to. Whose daughter are you? Whose son are you? Right? And yes, you're going to have situations. You're going to have some problems. I had a couple this week. I had some situations. My grandmother would say, man, I'm having some situations. Situations. And then she would come back and she would say, but God will handle them all. And then she would come back and say, but I'm going to do what I can do, and I'm going to let God take care of the rest. And so today, that's one of the things I want you to think about too, is that when you have done absolutely everything that you know to do, when you've done absolutely everything that you know how to do, remember who is your father, right? Remember who your father is. So I hear that you said, Michelle, you're passionate about giving books. You're passionate about random acts of kindness. You're passionate about giving without ceasing to God's people. And being that you're passionate about that, Michelle Hardy, you already know that that's your divine connection. That's your divine purpose. I also want to let you know, Michelle, now you guys know when God speaks, I speak. I want you to know that God says that you don't have to atone anymore. You've already done it. You don't have to atone anymore for things that have happened to you in the past, things that have tried to project themselves on you. You don't have to atone. You've asked for forgiveness from people, situations. You don't have to do it anymore. And don't continue to allow, even for a moment, those old things come back. That's why you got to keep your mind on things that are good, to keep your mind on things that are godly, the Beatitudes. So that was for you, Michelle Hardy. If it registers, that's between you and the great I am. Vanika, you said, I say that, but I want to truly believe that wholeheartedly. And Vanika, you can, and you will, and you must. You really, truly must. You must believe that God cares for you. I know I have a glare that's up here, but it's okay. You have to know that you are, and yet you belong to God. See how that glare went away? You got to speak to the thing. So that you're knowing that your passion and your purpose are interchangeable. God would not give us passion about a certain initiative, about a certain thing, about people, if He did not want us to utilize it. That God would not give us ideas and having us to scribe all the time about certain things on how you want to help individuals and how you want to help systems and create systems and debunk crazy systems, and particularly when it comes to women that are trying to get into a different level in their business or in their companies, right? If you're, for me personally, I'm passionate about women. I love women. I love seeing women get to that next level in their own personal life, in their careers. But I also want to make sure that I'm also showing them how to create and have balance in that, right? I see Carrie said, I'm passionate about building community and creating more loving inclusion. Out of 8 billion people, no one should ever feel alone. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we could just every day find one or two people just to communicate to them that you care, that you care. And for people that you know that you can say with true authenticity, being authentic, that you can say that I love you, say that. You never know what people are going through. I know people are here on social media and everything looks good. They look like they're prosperous and they have abundance. But let me tell you something from my own personal experience. People go through stuff every day. And sometimes we never know. We never know what people are going through. We never know if people are suffering or not. So let's challenge ourselves that every single day we tell two people, I love you. I care for you. I care about you. Right? And as you begin to try, and I always hear this word try, I just want you to really concentrate. I'll say that, to focus on your purpose. I want you to focus on knowing what you're passionate about. And somebody said to me, well, if I'm passionate about, working with babies, why is it so difficult for me to, get into the field career-wise of working with babies? Listen, anything that God has placed on your life, in your heart, it's not always going to be easy. I think sometimes we're fooled to think that it's going to be easy. If it's God, then it should be easy. That's not always the way it happens, right? Right? It should be sorrowful because the great book says that things that God has for us, they should not always be sorrowful, right? And so I said to this young lady, I said, tell me what you have done. She said, well, I just prayed about it. And I said, what did you do after you prayed about it? She said, well, I just prayed about it and it should just happen. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not God, because God has already given us everything that we need. You already have what you need. We have to activate the passion, right? Passion should always ignite your purpose. So for me, I'm a hugger, right? And because that's who I am, that's what I do. And that's how you know that what you're speaking, atmospherically, it needs to happen. It needs to come out, because stuff like that starts to happen. So for me, I am a hugger. And sometimes people don't understand that there's so much power in hugging, there's so much power in touch. That's why a lot of times when people talk about their own energy, everybody has that energy. So you have to realize, what is that you like to do every single day, right? I hear a lot of times people say, well, I remember in the great book, it talked about Peter. How much faith did Peter have to get up out of that boat? Not just to get out of the boat, but to say and to believe that he could walk on water. How much faith do you have in what you're passionate about? That's my question. What are you doing with all of that passion? Right? Get out. And I want to say to some people today, get out of the boat, get out of the box, stop just praying about things and do something about it. Do something about it. And I hear people saying all the time, well, what if I fail? But what if you succeed? What if you succeed? Think about how many human beings that you have had the capability of touching, of helping, supporting. Our mind always goes and is sometimes drawn to the negative. What if you succeed? What if you have a fantastic idea and other human beings come on and want to be a part of your team and want to be a part of your great idea and want to support you? But if Peter, if Michelle, if Facebook user, if Carrie, if you don't get out of the boat, when is your harvest going to come in? See, some of us are saying, I'm waiting for God to give me the harvest. And God has said, the harvest is already within you. The coin is in the fish's mouth. You are the fish. You have what you need. But sometimes we are afraid to step out. And sometimes it looks like to other people that we are stepping out, but we know within ourselves that we are still in our comfort zone. That was for somebody. We like to sometimes let people think, oh, wow, we're doing something great and magnificent. But your great is not the same great as somebody else's. See, your great may be somebody else's comfort zone. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Yes, Lord. You know what God has told you to do. You know what you have prayed about, cried about, been in anguish about, because the spirit that I call it your baby, the baby within your spirit is saying, hey, can I come out? And some of us are literally in our third trimester. I'm not going to use no notes because this is God and I ain't going to touch that. Some of us are in our third trimester and we're still doing the same thing. And our babies are growing within us. Come on, God, help me. Our babies are growing within us. And we're getting stretch marks because the baby is growing. Come on, Jesus. And God is stretching us. God is stretching us. And as your womb begins to expand, Now you're feeling like, well, how do I push this baby out? Maybe I shouldn't be pregnant. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Beloved, it's too late. It's too late. You are pregnant with this vision because you're passionate about what you are passionate about. God is stretching you, Michelle Johnson. And in your stretching, Michelle, it's like you're always excited when people see you on social media and when you're doing your thing. And there's something that God is getting ready to tap. That's what I keep like this. He's getting ready to tap into something, beloved, that is, you don't even see it totally, but you can almost sense it. You can sense it that there is more. And Michelle Johnson, there is so much more. There is so much more that God wants you to tap into so that he can then birth you again. I have birthed 4 children. I have 7 altogether. I have 3 bonus babies, right? But if I would have just said, oh, it's just my 4 and no more, and I'm good with this, the great husband that I have right now, I would not have. The great 3 additional bonus children that I would not have. I want to say to you on today and to challenge you, don't get so satisfied with a little bit of success. Don't get satisfied and be complacent. Don't be complacent because greater things are in store for you, right? I need for you to tap in to who you actually know that you are. And then I keep hearing people say this a lot of times, like, I know what I like to do. Start there. What is it that you enjoy? What is it that you enjoy? So, Vanika, you said, I'm passionate about teaching my daughter to never give up. I'm passionate about being a proactive nurse and helping change the resources women and children have when they leave a domestic situation. So here's the thing, Vanika, if you would have never stated that on today, I would have never known that. See, in my old life, I was a Head Start and early Head Start director. And so by you speaking that, scribing that, that's powerful because even now we have a connection. Remember what I said? You have to speak it because there are things that other individuals need to know about you in order for you to have a connection. And those people might want to help you create and have and be able to deliver more resources to women and children. But if you would have never spoke that, no one on here would have known that. No one on here would have known that unless they know you personally. Right? So I'm saying to everyone, I know your name is not Peter, but I'm speaking today to get out of the boat, Vanika. Get out of the boat. Because sometimes we will look at things and we're like, oh, wow, I don't, such and such is already doing that. So what? They may be doing something similar to, and they may be doing something that's very much the same, but they are not you, and you are not them. And God needs you just as well as God needs them. So tonight we're speaking to the Peters. You can put your own name there. To let your passion rejuvenate you, to let your passion direct you, to let your passion show you exactly what is your ultimate purpose. What is it? What is that you like to do? And I want to say this to you. Whatever you're passionate about, typically is something that you like. Typically, it's something that you really enjoy. So you can't have passion if you don't really like it, right? You can't have passion about something like, oh, people say, well, do you enjoy what you doing? Oh, it's so. Well, that's not passion. I'm passionate about uh, individuals that suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm passionate about that. I take classes on that. I go through training and help individuals with that. I'm passionate about that, right? I give to that. So I want you to think about that. I want you to get connected. I want you to start to speak and to scribe what you're passionate about, what you would do for free. When I was in corporate America, one of the things I used to say to my staff, we would have staff reviews, and I would have individuals that would come and I would kind of do their yearly review. And I would ask them all the time, what are you passionate about? And they were like, I don't know, Miss Memory. I really don't know. And I would say, what would you do for free? Not saying you have to do it for free. And you don't have to do it for free. But what are you passionate about? What makes you wake up in the morning? You like, yes, listen, I want to know that part. I want you to get to know that part of you. I want you to start to date that part of you. I want you to get connected with that part of you before you go out and try to get connected to other people. Get to know and get connected with who you are. Because we know you've already are connected to God. And you can always continue to strengthen that connection. But I want you to get to know who you are, Vaniqua. Why are you passionate about that? Have you ever asked that question, Don? Why am I passionate about that, Carrie? Why am I passionate about community involvement? Why am I passionate about making sure that people are not alone? And I also want some of our seasoned listeners on here tonight to know that passion doesn't stop when you turn 50. Passion doesn't stop when you turn 60 years old. Who said that there was a time limit to passion and purpose and purpose and passion? There isn't. Because this is what I know. I'm not a grandparent yet. But when I do become a grandmom, I'm going to embrace my grandchildren. And baby, ain't nobody going to be able to tell me not to do whatever I want to do for my grandchildren because I'm just passionate about human beings. I'm passionate about making sure that individuals, particularly women, are able to heal from the inside out. And it's organic. And they don't need to be popping pills to be able to heal the harm, the hurt, the trauma. That you can do it, right? I want you to aim. I want you to aim. So all of the negativity, all of that hurt, so you just get that bow and every single thing that you've gone through in your life, you just aim that arrow. Don't push it. You don't have to try to create passion. Who creates passion? We don't have to create passion. It is instilled within us. That's why I know that you and me and everyone has been tapped in and has been created for a divine purpose. We are solutionaries. We're solutionary human beings, right? And then there comes a time in your life where you have to eventually stop grieving over what you did not get. Stop grieving over that he left you or she left you or they eliminated your job 2016 or they made sure that you couldn't get this particular position. Eventually, I'm asking you to stop grieving over what you did not get. Because sometimes that is what stops us from even embracing and understanding and even getting in tune with what we're passionate about, because we're always thinking, oh, that, and they didn't do me right and they didn't treat me right. I understand it, baby. I do. I get it. But there comes a time in your life where you have to say, you know what? You're right. There's a lot of things that went wrong. There's a lot of things that happened. I like that better. But I am here for a purpose. Sometimes you got to pull your shirt down. As my grandmama would say, tuck your shirt in your pants. And you got to say, listen, I am here for a divine purpose. And what you going to do about it? You're no longer the secret. You don't have to be on the sidelines any longer. You don't have to act like somebody else. You don't have to be like somebody else. You don't have to talk like somebody else. Because when you do that intentionally, all of the other human beings that are connected to you, they don't see you. They see somebody else. See, you don't have to be Lisa Nichols, because there's somebody else that within you that just wants to be authentic. You don't have to be Les Brown. You don't have to be T.D. Jakes. You don't have to be Oprah. You don't have to be Gayle King. You don't have to be any of those people. How about you do this? How about you be Vaniqua and let that passion come out? How about you be Michelle Johnson and have that passion to continue to thrust? You got a second heartbeat that's coming, Michelle Johnson. I don't know what that means to you, but I know what I'm hearing. There's a second heartbeat that's coming. DM me later and let me know what that means, but it means something to you. Michelle Hardy, you have so much that you are doing right now. You are just running with it. And I want to say, keep running. Keep running. Because that baby that you got, that baby that you have, Michelle Hardy, speak God, that baby that you have, Michelle Hardy, reminds me of, I don't know if you all remember, there was a commercial where this little baby would be out and kind of be like, I think it was maybe out of the womb and already dancing. Michelle Hardy, that's your baby. Your baby is already, your baby is already came out the womb already dancing and running. To God be the glory on that. So I want you also to know, and I'm almost done, is that sometimes you got to reach within yourself. And sometimes I heard somebody say, people always say, well, don't talk to yourself. If you don't talk to yourself, somebody else is going to talk to you. You better talk to yourself. You better have something positive to say with all the static and the interactions and all this noise that we have that comes around us, and you're not going to talk to yourself. You better talk to yourself. You better encourage yourself. You better enlighten yourself. Because if you're not going to talk to yourself, I guarantee you somebody else is going to do it. And you don't know what type of conversation that's going to be. Right? The power is in your power. Your passion is in where you've already been. Your power, let me say that again. Your power and your passion is where you've already been. I've said to you all before, I got pregnant at 17. I got married at 18 years old. I was in a marriage almost 25 years. And no, yes, people say, well, why do why did you start a nonprofit called Youth Entering into Excellence? Because I was a teen mom at 18 years old, and I did not want any teenagers to have to go through what I went through. See what I'm saying? So your passion and some of the things that you've gone through, that will powerfully drive where God wants you to be. I know, yeah, was it hard? Absolutely. Absolutely. What was there some traumatic things that I went through? Absolutely. Absolutely. And particularly when they told me at 13, you will never be able to have children, Antoinette Marie. Look at God. So I want you to think about that. I also want you to remind you that God never changes. when God gave you that vision, when God placed those things in you, He's not going to take it back. God's not taking that back from you. Absolutely, Michelle. Those lessons we stand on will help someone else. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when you hear people, I heard somebody the other day, they were saying, to another woman, they said, well, what if the things that you're doing, you really feel like you're passionate about, but you just don't want to do them because they bring up so much uh, negativity. So I want to say to you, if that happens to you, then you got to still do that hard work. You got to do the hard work. And I still believe that God is going to stretch you. He's just stretching you so that when that arrow, when that bow is stretched for enough, that arrow is going to go exactly where God wants that arrow to go. I truly believe that. See, this is what I know for sure, that when God gets ready to do what He's already told you He's going to do, there's nothing that anybody can say to you that's not what God has told you to do. Right? God can walk on top of whatever He want to walk on top of. God will take you and take your passion and take the vision that He's given to you. He just wants you to activate. We got to do something. That's what we have to do. We got to do something. Right? And some of us on here, some of us got to step aside and let God in. Some of us we are so intelligent. Like some of us are so intelligent, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to take more than intellect for you to drive the vision that God has given you. It's going to take more than intellect. It's going to take more than just data. It's going to take more than just research. It's going to take more than just surveys. It's going to take the God in you to manifest that thing. And as much as you hear individuals talk about manifesting and affirmation and knowing from the within, we cannot do any of that without God. None of that without the true and wise God. So we have to let God in. When I say let God in, that means to acknowledge who God is. We got to surrender a lot of stuff, a lot of hurt, a lot of harm, a lot of negativity. Just surrender it. Just surrender it. Somebody do #11 and say surrender it. Just surrender all of that because it's just mess. It's junk. And when you keep thinking on it, it's junk in. You keep thinking on it, so it's coming in, it's coming in. What do you think it's going to come out? It's junk. It's going to come out. Protect your mind. Protect your mind every day. Protect your mind every day. Somebody had asked me, with all of the things that I have gone through, and in my book, as I co-authored a book called Level Up, the Handbook to Unleash Your Greatness, one of the things that I spoke about was how it was difficult being in corporate America and traveling all over the country, and I had children. And I began to speak about how, in corporate America, they tell you to get all these degrees. And I want to say this, you can get as many degrees as a thermostat. But if you don't have God and recognize who God is, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to the level where you want to be. It's going to be difficult for you to do that. Right? But I will tell you this. Every mountain that will try to stand up or rise up against you, God will meet you there. Every valley, every time you feel as though you are going in the valley, God will meet you there. God is a valley God. God is a mountainous God. And if you know that you're passionate about helping African American women, if you know that you're passionate about helping Latina women, we're celebrating Hispanic culture this month. Then do that. If you know that you love writing books and you know that you enjoy seeing other men and women successful, it's not about the money. It can't be about the money, y'all. It can't. It can't be about the money. Does God want you to have great success? Yes. But that's for you to do. That's for you to do. Step out of the box, Peters. Step out of the boat, Peters. And believe that everything that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about flowers. I love flowers. I have a whole foyer area filled with all kinds of flowers. I have a snake plant here, or plants rather, right there. I'm passionate about it. I love dogs. Now, I'm not passionate about dogs, but I do enjoy. So tonight's lesson is this. Recognize what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you like to do? What is it that when you see something, either on television or you see someone else doing it, or you're reading, or you see somebody else doing it on social media, what makes your baby jump? And your history. See, we didn't go through everything that we went through. We didn't go through everything that we went through just so that we can just say, oh, yeah, I went through that. There's a purpose. God's using it. I'll say that. The God's going to use every single thing that you have gone through. God's going to use it. God's going to use it. Everything. I don't care what it is. Every single thing, God will use it. God will use it. And so as you finish up your week, take some time, scribe, get a journal, get a journal, and you scribe. What am I passionate about? That's what you write. What am I passionate about? Next week when we come, I want you all to tell me, and thank you for coming on and saying what you're passionate about. What are 3 things that you're passionate about? What are 3 things that you like? So I had to go back. We said purpose. So I'm going the other way. So you got purpose, let's scale back. Passion, let's scale back. What are things that you enjoy? What are things that you enjoy? See, we all are supposed to serve one another. We're all supposed to serve one another. Carrie Irene Crosby, get the 501c3 status. I love you. Great things. Great things will God do. It's already doing it. Already doing it. They said a Facebook user said, I'm passionate about helping others heal themselves and tapping into their powers and connect with the creator that lives inside of them. Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are. Not sure who you are, but put your name down there. I would love to know who you are. I think that's beautiful. To be passionate about helping others heal themselves and tap into their powers. Listen, we have so much that God has given us, but because we've never seen it, because people have not yet demonstrated, and because we were kept in a box, and people told us, oh no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Oh no, you're not supposed to meditate. Yes, you are supposed to meditate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Meditate. Meditate day and night. Y'all remember that? And so tonight, I want to say this. Write it down. Write the vision down. What is it? Write the vision down. What am I passionate about? If you write it down, and before you go to sleep tonight, breathe. And when you go to sleep tonight, I want you to speak these words. God, what am I here on this planet called Earth for? As you go to sleep, I want you to meditate on that piece. And God is going to show you. He's already showing many of you. Because the great book said, you have not because you ask not. And when you do ask, you asking for some crazy stuff. Now, I'm not talking about crazy, like dynamic, fantastic. I'm talking about some stuff you just like, come on, really, come on. How is it helping other human beings? How is it serving, not you? How is it serving other people? How is it helping other men and women and children? So if you're passionate just about yourself and me, and my four and no more, and me and my family, that's not what your purpose on this earth is. That's not. See, passion and purpose ignited together brings about a beautiful solution to other human beings. What can you help somebody else with? What can you help somebody else with? What expertise, what experience do you have you gone through that you can now say, listen, I've gone through that. I've seen that. I've been a part of that. That's part of my history. I can help you. How can you serve? How can you serve? And some people can serve a great deal. And others can say, I can only serve at this capacity because I have 5 or 6 or 7 other things that I'm doing. And that's okay. That's more than okay. So I'm here to help you figure that part out. Purpose living. So today we talked about purpose and passion, and I want you to have fun. Like what you're doing, you should be able to enjoy yourself. You should be able to smile and laugh, and you should be able to eat some popcorn and listen and drink a smoothie. You should be able to do that and still have and be in your purpose. You can. You should be able to hug and you should be able to smell good, and you should be able to you can do that. Who says that you cannot? Don't let these people put you back in the boat, Peter. When you step out of the boat, don't get back in the boat. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Plan a trip. Plan a trip. I was looking at something today. I looked and I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to go to Ireland. I want to go to Ireland. I look at all these beautiful places on this planet. Beautiful places. All castles in Ireland. Who wants to go? Want to go to Ireland? I say we go, right? Know this, that I love you, that I appreciate you. And love is the best love language that you can actually have. Love is not just what you say. Love is what you do. That means you demonstrate love. That means you demonstrate the love for and to people. And people will love you back. Sometimes we're expecting love from over here, and God will bring someone else over here and give you the love that you are needing. But first, can you do me a favor? Love yourself. Right here. Love yourself. Appreciate that God created you for a purpose. And after you've done that, baby, get ready to have you some fun. Have fun and enjoy this earth. Enjoy the world. Enjoy what God has created. Because I can tell you who's not getting back in the box. I might not do a lot of talking, except when I'm on here, I guess I do. But I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to live it up. And that more abundantly. I am. And I want you to do the exact same thing. And as always, if you have a husband or a wife, let them know that you love them, that you appreciate them. That is important. Love is not just what you say. It is what you do. It is what you do. And if you have children, kiddos, nieces, nephews, aunties, I let my window up and there's a little fly up in here. Let them know that they are important to you as well. Your children are a part of your legacy, your life course. Because remember, one day, even if you have nieces and nephews, they are a part of your pedigree. Text them, call them, however they communicate. Let them know that you love them. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I didn't want anything. I'm thinking about you. Just want to let you know I'm praying with you. Just want to let you know. Listen, send them a card just for no reason. It's going to cost you 55 cents. Send them a card in the mail. Just say, I just want to let you know Auntie loves you. I'm going to do that this week, actually. Oh, this week is done, so I'll do it next week. Just say, I just want to let you know you're on my mind. All right. I love you. I hope that everybody is going to have a fantastic weekend that's coming up. Take care of yourself. And I will see you on Sunday for Bridging the Nations. This is Antoinette Marie Williams. Take care.
Hello, beloved. This is Antoinette Marie. You know, I believe that every one of us is born with a purpose. No matter who you are, what you do, or how far you think you have to go, you have been tapped by a force greater than yourself to step into your God-given calling. And I also believe that each one of us has an essential role in the whole of humanity. You see, the purpose of me creating Antoinette Marie Speaks is to offer the wisdom of experience from visionaries, artists, teachers, and trailblazers who have walked this road before you and who have shared their inspiration and lessons with me. So let's go. Let's